Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Black Snake Moan. You know the movie we speak of. Don't tell me you don't. The deck is based around the most recent evil snake from Bloomburrow. We're taking advantage of a new enchantment and the interaction between it and men we have in play. We've seen the now famous interaction between this enchantment and a particular planeswalker. We have that too. But our focus is on getting hits in with our men early and ramping up to get to our big hitter. We have discard to limit the opponent's options while we pick away at the opponent's life total. We open up with the famous Iridescent Vinelasher. It's a small guy with offspring, so we can get 2 small men for 3 mana. He's the annoying little body that hits the opponent for 1 damage every time we have a land enter play on our side. Ruthless Negotiation is a 1 mana discard that exiles a card of the opponent's choice from their hand. For 5 mana, we can play it again from our grave and strip away another card while giving us a card draw. It's an easy 2-for-1. Bandit's Talent is a fantastic discard enchantment. It'll force the opponent to discard a non-land card. If they choose to toss a land, they'll have to toss 2 cards. At level 2, the opponent will take 2 damage if they have 1 or less cards in hand. At level 3, we get to draw if they have 1 card or less. Feed the Cycle is a new removal that hits enemy men and planeswalkers. We can play it for only 2 mana if we forage, but even at 3 mana, it's a solid card. The Valley Rotcaller is a powerful little guy that will drain the opponent for every other squirrel, rat, bat, or lizard we have in play when we send him in. We do have a decent number of men that will help the Rotcaller drain for a good amount. Innkeeper's Talent is the insane enchantment that we plan on using in conjunction with the Big Snake or our Planeswalker. For just 2 mana, we get a +1/+1 counter on one of our men. When we level it up, everything with a counter on it gets Ward 1. And the final level doubles the amount of counters we put on permanents or players. It's this final 3rd level that we want to get to before we play out a Snake or Vraska. Thought-Stalker Warlock is a good discard body. If we hit the opponent for damage before we play him out, we get to choose a non-land card for them to toss. Otherwise, they get to choose which card to toss. We're just looking to limit their options, and this guy helps out the drain from the Rotcaller. Clifftop Lookout is our little ramper. He'll pull a land out from our deck and then stick around to block. His reach ability can help us block up flying men. And now we get to the meat and potatoes of the deck. The Rottenmouth Viper is the big black snake that will make them moan. It's a big 6/6 anaconda that wants none unless you got buns, hun. When it enters play, it gets a blight counter. For each blight counter, the opponent has to sacrifice a non-land permanent or toss a card. With an Innkeeper's Talent at max level, it'll enter play with 2 blight counters and double up on the fun. And if we get to attack with it, it's a nightmare for the opponent. GG's, bro. Vraska is the other part of the Innkeeper's Talent combo. When we max out the level on the enchantment, Vraska can ultimate right away and poison the opponent. It's fatal on the turn it enters play. Definitely GG's. In case we don't have the auto kill enabled, Vraska does proliferate and can up the counters we have on our men. Taking the Viper's blight counters up will be more devastating to the opponent's board. The ability to treasure one of the opponent's men can also be very important. For lands, we have 4 Restless Cottage, the Golgari Manland, 4 Llanowar Wastes, the Golgari Painland, 7 Forest, and 9 Swamps. With this deck, we really want to be able to get most of our mana right away, so we've limited the amount of lands that enter play tapped. Playing the deck will demand plenty of decisions early on when we have multiple cards we can play out. We are rather loaded with 1 and 2 drops, so pick a line of plays that will be most advantageous to what the opponent might be trying to do. Getting an Innkeeper's Talent early will help our early men, and will start getting us set up for our bigger plays, so be sure to level it up when the opportunity arises. Our top-end cards should be enough to seal the deal. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is the Dominator. No, wait, it's Dom I Next Step. You almost had a cool name, bro. We get a 3-lander to kick things off. We've got a Vinelasher as well as some hand disruption along with a Lookout. It's not the best hand, but it's not the worst either. Keep. They drop a 1/1 guy. They could be on a more aggressive strategy. In that case, we should focus on limiting their options. The Ruthless Negotiation will cut a card right out of their hand. They might get rid of a card that is too expensive to play out soon, but this still cuts their options later in the game. They are going full Gruul. They are definitely aiming to rage with their little men. But have you noticed? They are already down to 3 cards. Innkeeper's Talent will be our play. This will set up our future turns where our men will get pumped and be able to stand a chance in defense of our life total. They land a 3-mana 4/4 with Trample. It's a giant in comparison to their other men and what we have in hand. More hits will be incoming. The land draws were a help earlier, but we need something other than forest and swamp. This turn will play out our Vinelasher. With Offspring, it will be 2 bodies for the price of 1 card. With the pump ability, we'll boost our big Vinelasher. We've got at least 1 effective blocker. They come in, and not at us, luckily. We'll block up. Eliminating some of their men now will improve our position. We'll lose the token, but we'll win the war. They add another little guy to their side, but they've run out of ammo. We need to play our cards right, and we can steal this one. We'll play out the cottage, then land our lookout. That'll be 2 to the face, and we'll have 6 mana available on our next turn. Our Vinelasher will get the benefit of another counter. Barring any removals, we should be able to defend after our next turn. They come in, we'll trade off men, they'll get to flip their invasion. They should have been attacking our life total, but they've given us a chance to stay in the game. We have plenty of options. But let's start out with checking out their guy first. I've not seen this particular invasion get played before. And now, the question is, what should be our play this turn? We can land the Warlock as an extra body, then snipe one of their men with our removal. Vraska is always a good option. It's removal as well, but then they'll still have a pair of men that will most definitely come knocking. Or we could level up our Innkeeper's Talent. This will give us the kill on our next turn when we play Vraska out. The double counter will also let our Vinelasher tangle with their big men. Even with their hasty guy, they don't have enough power to get the job done. The pants are falling off of this one. They come in, but it isn't enough damage. We get slapped down to 3 life, but it's GG's. Vraska will seal the deal. Instant ultimate thanks to Innkeeper's Talent. This is Bonanza. No wait, it's Bonanza. The Asna clan will be proud. The Shuffler strikes again. We get a 2-lander with some early plays and a pair of our top-end cards. What could go wrong? The Vinelasher is a great little card to get in some chip damages. This way we won't have to work too hard to get to 20. The Blacksmith's Talent. I've been eyeballing that card. It's just too bad it's in red. We draw a swamp. That was a game-saving draw. This will let us play out the talent without us taking a hit. They play out more equipment. That's not going to get the job done. Now I'm very glad we played out the Vinelasher early to get some hits in while they're busy setting up. The lands keep rolling in, and this time around it's fine. We have our top end waiting on 6 mana. The damage from the Vinelasher will let us snipe a card out of their hand with the Warlock. They draw into one of their men. This will be a battle after all. Our discard has done its job. They're already down to 2 cards. We'll play out our Lookout and level up the talent. To get back in the game, they'll need to play cards, and if they burn through their hand, the talent will hit them. We'll swing in with our Menace Warlock. It's only 2 damages, but that will bring them down to 12. We're within striking distance. Moan, Black Snake, Moan. We'll give up our Lookout to land our Black Snake right in their lap. Take a bite. They go for it and play out the Birthright Boon. That leaves them with 1 card in hand, so all we need to do is 7 damages and the talent can do the rest. Let's see what they end up getting. A sword it is, then. They'll get to equip it for free thanks to their talent, but that's only 4 damage. And they don't have any blockers. Oh, I see. They'll untap lands to be able to play out their guy. That'll give them a blocker. But will it be enough? We have options. Being careful is one of them. Being too careful could be bad sometimes, too. We should have played out Vraska here, then turned their blocker to treasure. That would have sealed it. But let's get in with our snake. It's got counters to build up after all.
all become stone. Another for my collection.
The protection from black means we can only dream of blocking their guy. But that's fine, as he doesn't have enough power to take us out, and coming in means we can swing back with everything.
Phyrexia's influence still grows.
That'll be a Black Snake with 3 blight counters on it. That's not something they want to see. GG's. This is totally confused. No, wait, he means he's totally confused. Welcome to the club, bro. The shuffler is at it again. We get a 4-lander with a removal and one of our early men. We've got half the combo in hand already. Keep your pants on. Luckily, we're going first, so the extra lands shouldn't impact us too much, unless we draw multiple lands in a row. We get a Vinelasher, which is perfect. We can play him out with Offspring on our next turn. Our play will be the Rotcaller. He's on the phone and calling up damages. Is Lizard Mania going to run wild? It's like a train of men. Lucky for them, we don't have a board wipe or they'd be toast. No jam. We'll get our Offspring, and when we swing in with the Rotcaller, he'll drain for 2 along with a hit if he connects. Plus our lands are a source of damage now as well. They think they're coming in, but they change their mind. Our little guys are holding back their squad? I find that hard to believe. Oh wait, they're sending in one of their men after all. Here's a tip. Play out the Vinelasher before playing a land. Don't do what I do. We'll play out the talent instead. We can level it up, and that'll be more damage during their upkeep. A Lily and a heap of men will be hard to overcome. Plus that huge monster they have growing will be wanting blockers. They make us sacrifice. We'll lose the token. What they should have done was make us toss a card. We'll play out the Vinelasher without Offspring, and play out the Lookout for that extra land. Thanks to their Lizard Goon squad, we don't have good attacks. We'll have to wait for their move. They must have drawn a card they want. That's great since we don't want to discard either. They come in with the entire team. The linebackers are kinda beefy, not gonna lie. The big guy has trample, and that's going to make it very tough to survive this turn, let alone the next one. We'll let him through and get out of here. This is Bro Cho. No, wait, it's Brucky. Oh, that has to be it, right? The insanity of the shuffler knows no bounds. Am I right? We get a 2-lander that looks rather suspicious. I don't like it. We'll send it back. Cook it right, bro. Then we get a 4-lander. There really is no in-between. It's either struggle for lands or here. Half your hand is mana. We'll go Rotcaller, then follow him up with the Vinelasher with Offspring. That'll get us a 2-life drain with the caller who is on the phone already. Bro, he's dialing up pain. The opponent is playing their deck backwards. Those are the support men you should play after a Might Caller. The Shuffler snakes us. We've got double Moan in hand, ready to Black Snake the opponent. This turn is all about the Vinelasher. Let's get him on board. The Rotcaller dialed him up. Sure, they could block, but no trades will be made, and we'll get the 2-point drain. Get in there, Rotcaller. They take the hit. That's 3 damages done, only 18 more to go. They send in their hoppers. This is all rather suspect, so we'll let them through. It's only 3 damage, and with our drain, that works out to just 1 damage in the long run. Oh yeah, see that? They had a pump spell at the ready. That should really be used as removal when men block up, rather than for damage. The opponent will be learning that lesson the hard way. They only have a 0-2 as a blocker, so let's get in there. With double Rotcaller, we now drain for 3. Ouch! Don't take the hits, bro. We're still at 19 life despite their efforts. With 2 Rotcallers, we'll be able to drain for 6. That's a nice big chunk of life, a nice big 3-3 that bounces one of their men. We can't really tangle with that. Make a 4-4, bro. I know you want to. They pump up one of their little guys instead. Are they going full turtle? They have the bigger men, it's us that should be turtling up. And then just like that, they send their men. They're tapped, so we're fine with blocking up. If we go in, we'll likely lose one of our Rotcallers. Would that be worth it to drain them for 6? What say you, boys? Are you in, or are you turtle? Let's get in there. That's a big hefty drain. We get them down to 6 life. And we go up to 23. It's like their attacks heal us. LOL. The frog power is about to be taken up a notch. That kind of sucks, but we are at 23, so we have life to spare. They send 3 out of their 4 men. The drain must have convinced them they need to get in for damages. But we're at 23. We're not blocking. We can take the hits. Let's send the Rotcaller. Life drain is always great, especially when you have Black Snake Moan as backup. The Rotcaller phoned up pain, and it has arrived. They snipe our Rotcaller, but the phone call went through already. It's too late. Our snake must eat. Send me some frogs, bro. They taste like chicken, right? A land. We win with a land. GG's, bro. Black Snake Moan. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.